we've changed some things when it comes to getting licensed and contracted. And what I want to do is I'm going to show you a couple of things when it comes to that. Also go over the inbounds as well as go over um, agents, not what operations, but how they run a structured appointment over the phone. So first thing I'm gonna do is what I'm gonna bring up. This is something that Sarah has worked on as well as Nat. And since we've changed everything, we're no longer really using the national contracting site to do our contract, and we pretty much are doing our own when it comes to making things simple and simplistic. So if y'all can see my screen, we send this out. This will be actually put into Hakeem's system where this will go out, welcome the agent to the team. Like I stated before, we have a new license process. It does cost $49 for the agent. They have pretty much 14 days to take and pass the exam. We will refund the 49. If they don't, they lose the 49. The reason why we changed it because we using a wholly totally different platform. I'm gonna show it to you today so you can get an idea. But what comes with it, pretty much 11 vocabulary study guides, 4 practice exams, flashcards, study guides, 100 plus educational videos, practice quizzes, slideshow presentation, and a live session 5 times per week. All that's taking the place of us using Excel solutions. So when they get this email, they'll get this link, they'll log in. They'll say, become a licensed insurance agent. Notice the Invincible Insurance Agency logo. Just want to make sure I can see that logo. Start my course. They click here, they'll sign up for the course. And this pretty much gives them a breakdown how to start their career as a life insurance agent. This tells the value of everything they're getting, and then they'll be logged in. So once they've logged in, the source we're using now is called Just Insurance. That's what we use. And I started out in Excel. I started out with Exam Effects, which was hard for me. Then we had Excel Solutions, which some agents said it was difficult, some said it wasn't. But now this is supposed to make it real simple and simplistic to get them through the course. Now, once they do that, I'm gonna show you another screen. What does it actually look like when they log in? And I'm gonna log in for you real quick about my course. They can set up life or health, either one, between to life or health. All right, once they log in to their course, they have 30 days to take the exam. They can extend it by 60 days. It's up to them. All right. Once they're inside the course, there are videos. I got to resume my course. There's a video.
We're going to go over what an insurer is right now, the basic definition of it. Usually an insurance company, sometimes it's not necessarily an insurance company. There can be fraternal benefit societies and other things, but it's the principal organization or corporation that is insuring the loss. All right. And they can be classified in a variety of ways. They can be classified based on ownership. Are they owned by stockholders? Are they owned by policyholders? They can be classified based on authority to do business. So where are they allowed to do business? They're classified based on location, based on where they're domiciled. They can be classed on their marketing and their financial rating. These can all kind of go together and they can kind of be combined in different classifications.
So they have videos. Each chapter has a video of him breaking down. This one's based on the terms and terminology in chapter 1. As they move on through the course, they actually can reach out to a help desk if they have questions, if they get stuck. Once they finish passing the course, they will get contacted to schedule their exam. They'll get contacted to set up their fingerprint process. It'll walk them through the process of setting up their fingerprint. It'll walk them through the process of once they got the fingerprints done, how to go to Nipper or Circon to pay for the actual license fee, and then going from there. So pretty much it's going to help walk them through the process of getting licensed. We have also other videos in this thing where we will actually contact them. They will be contacted by the company itself. So we're setting up this because one thing we've noticed that when agents come in, sometimes they get lost. They come in, and what'll happen is they start the course, nobody touches base with them, they forget about it, they don't make it a priority, and next thing you know, the 30 days is out and they re-up it for another 30 days. One thing about them paying $49 is this. It's putting a little bit of urgency, and it's also putting a little bit of what we call skin in the game. Because if they don't take it in 30 days, Do you really think they're going to re up it again for another 30 or 60? If not, then we got to move on. We're trying to move on fast, simple, easy. We want to get them to pass quickly. This is going to help them pass quickly and get through the process. So that's the one thing I definitely want to talk about today, talk about tonight, is to show you a new process. We will no longer be entering them in on national contracting. If you have a new recruit, reach out to Natalie, whether you're on Leslie's team, whoever's team, reach out to Natalie, and then we'll coordinate. We'll go from there. We will have a welcome email to go out. We'll also have the information entered into. I have Hakeem's system. We have the information entered in there. There's already a campaign set up for them to get contacted on a consistent basis. This course is going to contact them as well. So the course will contact them as well and say, hey, we know she weren't in. I can go in and see where they are in the course. So I can see if they're on chapter one, chapter two, chapter three. It doesn't matter. If they tell you they studying, I can go in, I can impersonate their account and go right into their exam and see exactly where they are. So they can't lie to you and say, hey, I'm just studying. No, we see everything. So that's one thing I definitely want to touch on tonight. Does anybody have any questions or comments before we move on?
I was gonna
Is
say,
there-
what will it be? Will it be kind of like the similar process for existing agents that need to get any type of contracting set straight, or will it be a different course of action? Yeah, like with like the Sure LC and stuff like that. Because I know we're getting away from NLC, but does that affect Sure LC process
No,
in any way?
we get away from sure LC. We use NLC. We don't use sure
Okay,
LC. They still have
okay,
you still have to do sure LC regardless. You get
yeah,
the contracts for NLC. If you've been here for longer than 60 days and you've had carries and they actually have expired, there's a whole different process. We'll talk about that on another call. A whole different
yes, sir.
process. All right.
Got it.
All right. So yes, it will help them find where to get lights, where the testing center is. It's already set up. They will contact me where the testing center is. I live in Virginia. I don't know where your testing center is in Idaho. But the system and the company that I'm using now, they help them set up their exam course. There's nothing you have to do, nothing you have to send them, nothing you have to tell them. They will help them set up their exam course. All right. Now, since many of us are going into inbound calls, and I wanted to touch on that, there are a couple of different things. Policy Tech is one company that uses, or Spectra is one company that uses Policy Tech. There's another company, SC Senior Center or something. We've really been using mostly Policy Tech and Spectra. Spectra, if you want to get inbound calls, there's a link. You have to do what we call onboarding. But there's another link. You don't have to do onboarding. If you want to start doing inbound calls tomorrow, Jason put it in the WhatsApp group, and I'm gonna share that same link because you don't have to go through the whole process to do the onboarding. You can go directly into the class and you can go from there. Reason why I'm saying that is because many people say, well, I got it set up for Monday, but I'm doing the call at 1. You don't have to. There's a link in the WhatsApp, and I think he shared it yesterday. Maybe we had to reshare it again today. But there is a link that if you go to that link, you click on it, you can go ahead and set up your onboard, you can set up your calls. Reason why I say that's important because maybe some of you might want to dial tomorrow and you're thinking, well, I'm gonna do the onboarding first. No, if you want to dial tomorrow, this link, and I'm gonna reshare it. I'm gonna show your screen what it looks like. Once you click on that link, the screen will pop up like this. If you want to do onboard, inbound calls, you click on manage call leads and choose inbound plan. Choose inbound plan. You can do the final expense with a $25 call with a 10-second buffer. You can do um, policy review calls, 10-second buffer, $30. You can do the final expense Spanish leads, 90-second buffer. You can do the final expense premium blends, $50 calls, between 50 and 85 a call. You can do live transfers. But we've really been having success with the unlimited $600 per day. And then 2,500 for the week. Unlimited. That means unlimited calls. You're looking at anywhere between 25 to 30 some calls a day if you did 600 unlimited. We really have had success. Agents have had success with it. But my thought process is this: if you're thinking about doing inbound calls, you gotta have at least $500 to $600. whether you're going to do the 600 unlimited or you're going to do the pay per call. The reason why I'm saying that is because if you only going to spend $300 and you're doing, let's say, the premium ones or the 25, let's say $25 ones, you got a 10-second buffer. The problem is you're going to be so focused on that 10 seconds that you're not going to sell anything. You're not going to sell anything because you're going to be so focused on that 10 seconds. I got to disqualify, or that 90 seconds, I got to disqualify them or they're going to charge me. And what happens is as that money starts trickling down and you down to your last $75, you're so focused on, I got to close on. If you got unlimited, you're not worried about the buffer. Nobody on this screen, myself included, is closing anybody in 90 seconds. So why are we so focused on a buffer when it takes us a process to get them from their why to the close? Your focus should be from the why to the close, not the buffer. So if you're going to focus mostly on the buffer, you're going to not be successful in inbound calls. Because that's what your mind's going to be thinking about. I got to disqualify this so I don't get charged. If you got unlimited, you're not worried about the buffer. You're worried about next. Oh, they said they ain't got a bank account. Next. Oh, they said they need to think about it. You gonna push them a little bit? You gonna push them? Well, can you call me back next week? No, this is a one-time thing. Next, you're gonna move on to the next person because you're gonna have 25 to 30 calls. Now, we've already said this last week. Would you rather buy 600 or $1,000 worth of leads and talk to 3 people, or have 600 calls, 600 unlimited, and talk to 27 people? Now, if you say I'd rather talk to 3, you're lying. Would you rather talk to 27? I'd rather talk to 27. Or you can have that same $600 and you dial all day and don't talk to anybody. So you choose. Would you rather have it easier? Not saying it's easier, or would you rather have it more difficult? So that's my thought process on that. The link is in the chat. You can set it up tonight. Be ready tomorrow, bright and early. It's just we're doing some 10 to 10s this week. KG, what are those dates for the 10 to 10s this week? You know?
It's Wednesday.
It's on
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
All in on inbounds is Wednesday.
Okay, that's Wednesday. And I believe
Mhm.
Leslie was doing Thursday too. 10 to 10s. So if you get in 10 to 10, I promise you, if you stay on from 10 to 10 and you're taking 25, 30 calls, you're going to sell something. You're gonna make back your money and then some. If you put in the work, you will make back the money. The problem is nobody wants to put in the work. So they're not putting in the work and they're expecting superstar results without putting the work in. So you just choose which one you would rather do. What we're trying to do is when an agent comes in, we have options for them. We can do outbound dials. And you have to have a dollar system like Hakeem's dollar, and that's good until Friday. For those who signed up for it, it is good until Friday. It's free for you, but it's not free for me. So if you signed up for it, I need you to use it. Let me say this again. It is free for you who signed up to use his dollar, but it's not free for me. Therefore, I need you to use it so that way you can get more people on the phone and talk to more people if you're doing outbound dials. The days of doing this, dialing, is not working anymore. You know why it's not working? Because every other week there's an update on our cell phones that blocks spam calls. You might think your number is not a spam call, but they're setting it so if your number does not read into a person's phone and your name is not locked in, you're coming up, it's going straight to voicemail. Many of you have iPhones, you have people that call you and you notice you see their voicemail like dictated. So then you can determine whether I talk to them or not. That's what's happening to your calls with all these updates on phones. So the days of just using this is not working anymore. So you need a dollar system so that way you can actually talk to your clients. It's not a lead issue. It's a contact issue. So we gotta fix the contact rates. Sydney, you put something in the chat.
Yep. How many states do you think we should have at minimum to be successful on inbound?
I'll say at least 10.
All right.
At least 10. If you're doing unlimited, I mean 10. You all day. There's some people that got 7 that do unlimited. I think Jason got around 8 to 10. So yeah, you could be very successful You shouldn't let the states be an excuse. And then there's so many states that you can get. Now, I'm not saying just go grab states like South Dakota and North Dakota, and no, they don't. You're not getting nobody there. Like I've been there. There's nothing there but Mount Rushmore in South Dakota and Sioux Falls, and then it's some mines. You can go digging for gold, but outside of that, it ain't nothing there. So don't go grab states because you think it's cheap. Grab some states you think people might actually apply for life insurance. So, don't just grab, oh yeah, I'm gonna grab South Dakota, North Dakota, I'm gonna get Idaho, I'm gonna get, name some other states is just this crazy. I can't even think of some. But Wyoming,
Iowa.
I'm gonna go get Wyoming. Only thing there is old yellow. Ain't nothing there. I mean, Yellowstone National Park, that's it. Like, don't go grab those states because they cheap. Grab states like Oregon, Washington State, Colorado. You got
Arizona.
Nevada, you got California, Arizona, Texas. Grab some of those states. Missouri. I mean, Kansas, Oklahoma. I have some of those states. You know, just don't be grabbing the states just because they cheap. You want to make sure you got states that actually getting like people actually requesting life insurance. All right. Any other questions before I move on? Okay. All right, perfect. So
Hey,
what I
Kendall,
want to do now, go ahead.
Hi, it's Jacqueline. I've been on the amazing training with you all and Hakeem, but can you just give me a one sentence answer how the new system that we have is going to help us get through to people? Is it, how does it help us get through? Is it just not having the spam?
It's AI. It's AI. It's downloads.
Oh,
It
okay, the
it can
AI,
send
sure.
out it can send out 800 texts.
Okay,
It can call 5 or 6 people at a time versus you using your phone.
okay,
That's not contacting people. It's gonna send those drip campaigns. It's gonna send those texts. It's gonna do everything. If your
okay,
your business has to be automated, like things have gone from traditional to everything is automated. If you're not automating your business, you're not having a business. You gotta start automating stuff. You gotta start having your stuff work for you where it's sending texts when you in church. When it's contacting people when you at the stoplight. It's setting up appointments for you when you're at the doctor's appointment. It's calling your clients, setting up stuff when you're at your kids' nursery recital. It's booking appointments when you're asleep. If you're not automating your stuff like that, you're losing. Come on, you can access the inbound link in the WhatsApp group. Jason posted that. If you want to set up something with Hakeem in the Donna system, you got to reach out to Hakeem. You got to reach out to
Yeah,
Hakeem.
I'll drop a link in the chat. I'll do a training at 8:30 about it.
All right, cool. All right, y'all heard it.
8:30
Now,
Eastern. That's 5:30 my time.
Tonight,
It's in an hour, yeah.
what I want to do is because I've noticed a lot of this. KT, you got your hand up. Go ahead.
Oh, real quick, because I have agents texting me about the most profitable states. Can you repost that in there again, or is it worth
Yeah,
it?
I'll find it and I'll post it.
Okay, or if you have Chat
I'll post
GBT,
it.
guys, you
Yeah,
can type it in the Chat
yeah, you
GBT.
can ask them. Yeah, you can ask that, but I'll get it because that's what I got it from. That
Thank you.
DB2. What's the most profitable states? And let me tell you, most profitable states, one, states are not profitable are the poor states. What are the poorest states? Does anybody know the poorest states?
I know you better
Hey,
not say Mississippi.
Mississippi,
Mississippi.
I already
Mississippi,
don't get on the off of.
Alabama, Tennessee, I mean, Mississippi. Those are the
We
poorest
heard you
states.
first time, Kendall. Move on.
Louisiana, they are the poorest states. If you start looking where your chargebacks are coming from, start paying attention. It's your business. Start paying attention. Like I'm getting chargebacks consistently out of this state. What does that mean? That means that your leads, and it might not be the state. Let's get that correct. It might not be the state of Mississippi. It might be a certain region in Mississippi. But when your leads call, when you buy your leads, it's not like you can choose the zip codes. So it's not like you can choose, okay, I don't want to be down in the Delta. I want to be more of Gulfport, like where it's more fluid. You can't choose that. So when you buy your leads, you're just getting whoever dialed who lived in the state of that state who wants life insurance coverage. So it could be backwoods somewhere, and it could be in a penthouse somewhere. It just doesn't matter. So if majority of that state is lower income, not as healthy, then and you keep getting the same leads and keep getting the same chargebacks, or they don't have bank accounts, I wouldn't keep buying out of that state. If I keep running to the same people ain't got no bank accounts, that means wherever they're seeing the ad in that wherever the poorest part of that state is, and I'm running into people who don't have bank accounts. Therefore, I'm going to start buying leads somewhere else, another state, a state that got money, Florida, California, Texas. I'm going to move to somewhere that has a little bit more money. That way, I'm not running to I don't have a bank account. It's different if we could choose zip codes. That way, you can stay in a certain area. Like with the ILC leagues, which we don't really promote them. That's the one thing they had going for them. You could choose a zip code. You could choose zip codes. When I ran in Virginia, there were certain parts of Virginia I would not run. I would run in this city, but I wouldn't do this city. I would run in that city, but I wouldn't do this city. You know why? There's a little bit more money in this city. We could choose. We can't choose that with the leagues now. You can't choose that. So if you keep running to the same thing, I would advise you to go somewhere else. And I don't mean to talk about Traverse, Mississippi, because I was down there. It was actually the area I was in. It was very nice. It was very nice. It'd be nice. All the leaves were there, perfect. But you don't know if you get leaves, we got to get a swamp buggy to get to somebody's house. But they got internet though, and they went online looking for life insurance. Let's talk about this. Something I noticed: post dating. We're gonna talk about post dating tonight, and I want to go with some basic like practices when it comes to. We're gonna use some examples. I got a person on the phone. I'm the client, and I'm gonna let one of you agents be the agent. We're going through part of the presentation, and now you're trying to close me. So, Malik, since I see you on the screen, let me pick on you. So, Malik, let's just say, for example, I've agreed to, you know, for example, let's do this. In the beginning part of your presentation, just kind of give me some examples of, you called me. I'm like, yes, this is Kendall. How did your presentation go from there?
Well, Kendall, yeah, I'm giving you a call in reference to a form you filled out on social media for the IUL and how you can use it to build your own bike or create generational wealth. Did you currently have any life insurance other than work insurance?
No, all I got is work insurance, man.
Okay, okay. So what's the reason you filled out the form for the IUL since you have work insurance?
Man, I wanted something that was gonna generate some cash for me. I'm looking to retire in like 10 years. I want to make sure that I do have a 401k, but I want to make sure that I got enough money, you know, to pretty much, I got enough. Like I want at least $8,000 a month, 9,000 a month at least. That's what I want out of my retirement.
Okay, so now with the 401k, is it an old 401k for a previous job? Why are we on that? Let's start
No,
there.
it's my current job.
Okay. All right. So you said that you want at least about $8,000
At
with your
least
retirement.
minimum.
Okay.
8, 9.
Okay. All right. Well, for the IUL, it's based upon your age, it's based upon your health. Not everyone qualifies for it. And that's
Okay.
exactly what I'm going to do. You don't have to talk to anybody else. Now that we know the reason why, we're going to go and we're going to start the process. I'm going to send you my credentials so you can verify, my NPN number. So I'll send them a link to my website. All
Okay.
right. So now, no, it's mainly three things. What we're going to do is it comes in three phases. Number one, we're going to find out, we're going to go through your budget. We're going to
Okay.
find out what you can afford. Number two, we're going to ask health and lifestyle questions. And number three, we're going to submit an application and get you approved today. Reason why I say that today, I've lost people between the time that they pay their premium, the time that like 2 weeks out, I had a client die on me and the company didn't pay out.
Mm,
So we want to
okay.
make sure you have something you can pay today.
Okay. All right. Sound fair. So
All
what do you
right.
need?
All right. So we're gonna start with your budget. What line of work are you in?
I'm in construction.
Construction. Okay. What type? Residential, commercial?
Commercial grade. Yeah.
Okay. How's that been? I know that's kind of hot and cold.
Nah, we hot right now. We got a lot of projects that keep us real busy. till 2029.
Oh,
So we
that's
good.
good. That's good. So
Yeah.
then we definitely got to get something for you. All right, so we're gonna start out. So how much do you make per year before tax, and then we're gonna break it down per month?
About 140.
140. All right. Now, how much do you bring home after taxes?
I bring home about 10,000.
Okay, so you a spender or you a saver?
I'm a saver.
Okay, so how much you got in your savings account?
About 12,000.
Okay, okay. So now we're gonna go through now and for
All right,
what's
stop. Stop right there. Stop right there. I tell you, how many of you are asking your client what they got in their bank account?
I need to do it more honestly.
But you do it sometimes. You do.
Yeah.
I've
How you know
heard
I
you.
do?
I've heard you.
I learned that from you.
I know you have. All right. And say, why do you think Malik is asking, why do I have my savings account?
Because then you
Take
know
away
they'll
any
pay right. They'll
excuses.
pay right away. I'm sorry.
To see
You
if
pay,
they actually save money.
no, that ain't the real reason you're doing it.
No, it's a
The real
drafting
reason,
today. It's a
Oh,
drafting
So you
today.
know what
exactly.
his
It's
account
about the
is
draft
post
date.
date
It's
or no.
about
Right.
exactly.
Yeah, he got
They, I don't,
12,000. You know that's that could be $1,000 a month. IUL right there.
it ain't gonna be no post date.
Yeah.
So, I'm looking in the chat because Austin said I do it my job. I do it my job. I think he asked what's in the bank account. But here's the crazy thing about it: we don't ask, and then what happens? We get to the end, and we'll let the person say, "Well, can we do this September the 30th?" If you're the financial professional, and what he said, it's based on finance, boom, boom. He asked me. Nobody's gonna tell you what do you need to know that for. Here's the crazy thing I've noticed about people. People who ain't got money say stuff like that.
Yep.
People who got money, they get a little excited. Yeah, I got 12,000. I got 25,000. I got 100. I got 50,000.
Right.
Because it's like they like bragging. But people who ain't got money, what you need to know all that for? Because they ain't got shit. I'm sorry I said that.
Well, you know that's a final expense client right there.
They ain't got nothing. Why you need to know my credit for? Because it's horrible. That's why. That's why you don't say that. Because when you got a good credit, you're like, man, I got a 775. So when you run into start asking your clients, are you a spender or a saver? I'm a spender. So after the end of the month, you say pretty much you're a spender, but after you pay all your bills, what do you have left over? Nothing. So what you got in your savings account right now? Man, I ain't got nothing. Well, what you got in checking? Like $100. I know right there. That's gonna be a post that, oh, we ain't doing this today. So when you gonna have more money in your bank account? I don't even know. You know what? Have a nice day. I'm not even gonna sign that up. That alleviates me even going through the whole thing and finally cut. Like, so who plan on paying for that? I was gonna pay for it. Well, you ain't got no money in the bank. So would it be easier for your loved one, because you already went through the why, John, your son, to cover your monthly premium since you ain't got it? Or is it gonna be easier for him to come up with 15,000 to bury you? Which one gonna be easier? Him to pay the premium or him to drop 15 grand to bury you? Probably the premium. All right, so can we get John on the phone? If we can't get John on the phone to pay for this, ain't no need having no conversation now. It's like, you know what? When things turn around for you, you have a good one. I'm moving on to the next client. But what we do is we'll sign that person up knowing they got no money. So when will you have it in your account by? September the 22nd. If they ain't got it today, they ain't gonna have it September 22nd. You faking yourself, you sign them up, they pay 1 month, and then boom, you got a chargeback. They got a track record of not having money in their bank. I don't feel bad if they can't get it. They ain't got no money. Next, I'm moving on to somebody got money. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? Y'all signing up people with a hope and a prayer they're gonna have money in the bank. I don't want to know if they got enough for the first premium. I want to know they got enough for all the premiums. What do you got in your bank account? What's in your savings? What's in your checking? And they tell me. They tell me every single time because it's how you set the stage. Malik said it. If you say, listen, I'm going to ask you some questions about your health as well as your finances to find the best thing for you. Life insurance ain't about what you want. It's based on what your health's going to qualify you for. Sorry, I'm asking a question about your health and your finances. I need to know all that. I need to know because we work with 50 different companies with thousands of products. I need to know which one's going to be perfect for you. Therefore, I got to ask you questions about your health and your finances. If they don't want to answer nothing, you know what? I can't help you. Bye. Next. I'm moving on. I ain't got time for that. Because if you were buying a house and a car for me, I would know all your finances. You would tell me. You wouldn't even fight it. But you're going to fight me for this life insurance policy because I'm going over stuff because you ain't got no money. Because people got money, don't mind bragging they got money. It's the broke people. I don't trust banks. I don't like nobody going in my account. No, the banks don't trust you. People don't have direct express because they got good financial habits. They have direct express because they can't get bank accounts. So I don't even want to hear that. When I hear that, I'm moving on. I'm next. I'm going to somebody else.
Yeah, so Kendall, you doing that on the front end, like what he just did. If they tripping like that, you on to the next.
I'm on to the next, man. Why am I gonna fake myself? Fake myself. I ain't faking myself with that. If they ain't got no money in the bank, why am I even going through the process? If they can't find somebody, if their loved one they love the most ain't gonna pay for it, they ain't got no money in the bank. Why am I going through the application? So when you think you're having by December the 1st, okay, I'm gonna post data for December 1st. No. All right, you know what? Call me when you're ready. I
Now,
don't have a bank
Kendall,
account, but I'm gonna open up a bank account today. No, you're not. You know what? Bye.
I noticed that Malik was doing that for IUL, which I definitely understand. But for final expense, you would also
I'm
ask
doing
that
it for
question.
everybody. I'm doing
Okay,
it for everybody.
okay.
I started doing that because I was trying not to have chargebacks. And when I started asking what's in the bank, these people were telling me. So I said, you know what? I'm asking what's in the bank. I didn't have a persistency problem. You know what? I always knew what was in the bank. I ain't post date no more. You know why? Because I always knew what was in the bank. You gotta ask. Don't be scared. They will tell you. They will tell you. Are you a saver or a spender? That's how you lead. Are you a saver or a spender? Like most of my clients, they're either savers or spenders. They say saver. So do you save typically like $200 to $300 a month, like most of my clients do? Yeah, somewhere around there. So how much do you have in your savings account? About 3,000. So did you just started saving or something emergency came up? Well, we had to take care of something, so now I got 3,000. Guess what? All I hear in my head is there will not be no post date. They got 3 grand in savings. That's all I hear. There will not be no post date. Saying if you understand that the carriers do not pay you for submitted applications, they don't pay you for approval, they pay you for issue. That's when you get your deposit. I learned that real quick. I said, you know what? I'm doing this full time. I can't get paid in 3 weeks on a policy I post date. But if I find out what's in that bank account and I know it's coming out in the next 24 to 40 hours, guess what? I know I got money coming. But y'all post dating so far out, you ain't got no money because they ain't paying you till they draft the policy, the premium. Then when it comes time to draft the premium, they don't have it because they never had it because you're not asking. And you got these fake numbers. I submitted 20,000, but I only made 6,000 last month. Submit is like going to a job application and you apply to every job on the East Coast, but you ain't get called back one. Well, I submitted 20,000 applications. Don't matter. Who called you back? So I don't care about submit. I care about what issue and what pays out.
Social Security.
They got Social Security. I want to know if they got a bank account. I don't care about that. I'm trying to find people that got bank accounts. So I'm not asking about Direct Express. I'm not asking about Chime. I'm not asking about any of those things. You know why? I want to know, do you have a checking or a savings account like many of my clients? Because we get discounts. Yes, I do. I'm not going to say, do you have Chime, checking a Chime, Green Dot card? They say, yeah, that's what I got. If you're not mentioning bank account, they're going to lead to what you ask. Well, you ain't asked me if I had a bank account. I'm not mentioning those. Why would I mention something I don't want them to use? I'm asking what's in their bank account. Do you have a traditional bank account, credit union, bank account? Yeah, I do. Okay, perfect. You still have a saver or a spender. I'm not going to ask about something I don't want them to use. I'm not even mentioning the Direct Express card. I'm not mentioning Cash App card. I'm not mentioning any of that stuff I do not want them to use. I'm only mentioning what I want them to use. I'm not mentioning you can use on your debit card. You know why? because they get expired or they get hacked. Next thing you know, guess what? They got to get a new card. Guess what? There go your life insurance premium. I'm only mentioning what I want them to use. Checking account, savings account, checking account, savings account. If they say no, I don't have that, I have direct. That then that's another option. That's something totally different. But if they say they got a checking and savings, that's what we use. Them, checking and savings. Now, Social Security. Let's touch on that. So, Social Security. Well, my Social Security comes out so and so and so and so. Okay, nope, not a problem. Let's use this another example. So, Corey, that was you to say that. Let's say we on the back end and it's time to pay. All right. How do you get the payment information from me? What do you say?
So I'll go ahead and I already knew the bank that they bank with. So I
Okay.
already have the routing number. So
Okay.
can you confirm your routing number for me?
Okay. I went over it. I gave it to you. So do you
Account
tell them when
number?
you tell them I gave it to you? Do you tell them when it's coming out or what do you do?
It's gonna come out 24 to 48 hours
Okay.
upon submission.
All right.
So
Do you ask them? Do you ever ask them when do you want your payment to start?
no, I just say to let them know that it's gonna come 24 to 48 hours after upon approval.
All right, perfect. Now I want it to come out on actually, can my payments be on the 5th or the 7th? Is that okay?
Sure, we can come back in once your policy goes active. We can come back in and change that date. So moving forward, it'll come out on the 5th, but it'll come out 24 to
Perfect.
48 hours
That's
after
that's what I
submission.
want to that's what I want to hear. Corey, that's textbook. What I'm hearing agents say gets to that banking information. All right, so when do you want your policy to start? Can we start at September the 27th? Yes, I can put that in. No, your policy's coming out 24 to 48 hours. But I want the date to be towards not a problem. After this payment goes through, we'll change the date. So your new date will be the 27th. But this was coming out in 24 to 48 hours. So roughly it's going to be around the 4th, 3rd or 4th. This is the weekend. Stop asking when you want your policy to start. You understand that you control the conversation, you control the appointment. By you asking, you're giving them control. When you ask when do you want this to start, you're giving your client the control. They took it away from you. They just took it. They said, "Well, today September 2nd. I already had a whole lot of stuff come out my account. Can we start it next month? How many of y'all get that? Can we start it next month?" You like, dang, I can't post it that far, but what I can do is I can post it to about the 22nd. Is that okay? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's do the 22nd. You go in there, you do the 22nd. All right. How many of y'all done that? Thumbs up. Don't lie, because I hear you every day. See it. We run the numbers. We see when applications are submitted and when the premium finally gets pulled. You submitted the application. Here's a telltale sign. You submitted the application in the middle of July. All right. You submitted in the middle of July. It issued August the 17th, but you submitted it in July. And when it comes time for bonuses and premium bonuses and stuff, but my main numbers, my July numbers are off. No, they're not. Because they pay the bonuses on issue, not on submit. You submitted it in July. It ain't pulled premium until August. Therefore, it counts for August. Some of you are not hitting bonuses because you submitted it in 1 month and it's drafted in another month. Therefore, I did 25,000. No, you didn't. You submitted 25 in July, but 24,000 of it's issued in August. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? It's because of the post date. If you just say, hey, it's coming out in 24 to 48 hours, if you already know what's in their bank account, because you asked, it's coming out in 24 to 48 hours. Ain't nothing to argue. They just told you they got 3 grand sitting in savings. No, we ain't posting. No, just transfer that to the other account. All right, I'll do that. I'll do that tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah, Kendall, I appreciate you saying that, man. That's why I rock with you because you keep it real. So, but I've been struggling with that too. So, but if they say they want to post data, so you saying now, don't even, if they saying I want to post, like right now where we are, I can't make the
Mhm.
payment until the beginning of next month. You saying
Oh,
just go.
let it
It's
go.
out.
All right. You know what? You have a good one. I thought this was important to you.
All right.
I thought you really was trying to cover your loved one. Well, can't you call? No, I don't call people back. I'm too busy to call you back. So maybe it's a cost issue because anytime people want to think about it, it got to be a cost issue. It ain't. So is the cost too high? What can you afford to pay today? Because we can bring this down. We can always increase it, but we can't lower it later. We can bring it up later. We can lower it. We can't lower it later. So let's bring it down to something you're comfortable paying right now, and then we increase it later. Does that sound fair?
Yeah, I mean, basically, the way I look at some of that stuff, if they don't have $75 or $80 anytime during the month, they're not going to have it the following month, and it's just you're going to write a policy that's never going to go through.
And America just changed. They'll draft you the first time, and if it misses, and it's not there. They used to draft 7 days later. So if they draft and it's not there, they'll draft 7 days later. Sometimes stuff falls a certain way. But what they're doing now, America, is if starting on the 31st, which is a couple of days ago, if they draft you one time and it doesn't go through, they cancel the policy. They don't draft it a second time. So for some of you, if you're posting stuff and you got to check your policy, what issues, and let's say they drafted them today or tomorrow and it does not go through, America used to draft them 7 days from now, which will be on the 10th. Now, if they draft it one time and it does not go through, they cancel the policy. So you got to stay up on your clients in your book of business to realize, did I get paid on that one? Did it actually go through? If it ain't go through, you got to go back through the process and make sure to get the draft the first time. All right. So one example I want to do, and we did this the other day. All right, Terrence. All right. I'm the client.
Yes, sir.
And no. I'm not the client. I'm the beneficiary. All right.
Okay.
You sold my dad a policy. You posted it. I found your number and I called you. How's that conversation gonna go? All right. So I'm calling you right now.
Okay.
Ring.
Perfect. All right. Good afternoon. This is Terrence.
Hey Terrence, how you doing, man? Are you a life insurance agent?
Yes, sir. I am.
So I think you sold my dad a policy. He just died last night. So, he wrote down he was getting like 50,000. So, how do I get this money?
You're referencing Mr. Kendall Clark Sr., correct? Well, I
Yeah,
did speak with him. Yeah, I did speak with him, sir, about a week or so ago, and we confirmed that he got approved for a $50,000 policy. I gave him his options as far as when he wanted the policy to start and and it will be based on when the first premium payment will be drafted. Mr. Senior, he felt that it would be best to post date the payment, meaning schedule it for a later part of the month.
so what does that mean? So how I get the money?
So in situations like that, sir, again, whenever the first premium
No,
payment
no,
is
no, no,
made,
no, 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 no. You not understand. How am I gonna bury my dad? How I get the money? What you mean he
I'm
post
sorry,
dated?
Mr. Clark.
What you mean he post dated, man?
I
Ain't
tried
you
to,
an
I tried
insurance
to,
agent?
I
You
tried
tried
to
to what
advise him. I tried to advise him, Mr. Clark. I
you
said,
tried to
this is
advise him?
the,
You tried to like so how am I gonna bury him? I'm gonna do a fish fry or some shit. Like, how am I gonna bury him, man? Ain't you the insurance agent? Why you post dating stuff?
this
So
is what I
can I pay
expressed
for it
to
now?
him,
Can I pay for it now? Can I
Mr.
pay for it
Clark.
now?
This is what, unfortunately not, Mr. Clark. I
You know
tried to
what?
express to
Look,
him the
what's the
importance.
license number? What's the license number? You're out here posting people's stuff. So when they call you about the policy, you tell us it was his fault. You supposed to be the agent. You supposed to be tough. You know what? You ain't no agent. I don't even want to talk to you,
I'm,
man. Bye.
yeah, yeah, that's how it happened. That's how it happened for sure.
Really
Yikes.
showing them
Yeah.
acting chops.
Yeah, but check it. I would be that way. I was that person too. Oh
Yeah.
God. I'd be flashing
No,
out,
yeah.
you know.
What he's doing, he's expressing the
Team,
seriousness of like
team.
get him covered today.
Are you ready to have that conversation with that loved one?
Yeah, you gotta get him covered today to not have that one.
Because it's gonna
Yeah.
be like that. It's gonna be worse than that.
Oh yeah.
I can't try not to
I'm
laugh.
gonna find out where you at.
All right,
Yeah. You
Terrence.
in California, right?
Terrence, you
Yeah.
can go in.
It's gonna it's gonna be worse than that. You're not trying
Oh
to
yeah.
have that conversation. Well, I advised them not to do it, and he
Yeah.
thought it was best for him. So why ain't you called me? I would have paid for it. I would have
It's a
paid for it.
long
Like,
way
why
of
ain't you call
saying he
me?
ain't getting coverage and he ain't got insurance and I can't help you. Yeah.
Yep. And that conversation, it's gonna strike a nerve. I've never had that conversation about a post date. I've had a conversation like that about a lapse because the girl called me, her grandmother passed. It was like, I saw your number. I said, yeah, let me look her up. I said, oh, she actually canceled a policy. So how am I gonna bury her? I was like, she's like, can I pay it up? I said, no, you can't. So what I'm supposed to do? I was like, you know what, man, I'm sorry. Those conversations are not the best conversation. You don't want to be in that situation, especially if you were an agent and you ain't asked what was in their bank account, you ain't lowered their premium, and you ain't get them covered today. And now they doing the fish fry GoFundMe. Everything they told you on the phone, they were not trying to do because you weren't strong enough to push them a little bit to get them to pay something.
Kendall, question for you. In that scenario, for instance, you got a client or the prospect, and you told them the importance of getting it done today, and either they don't do it or they cancel eventually. You've got the beneficiaries. So what I hear you saying is that, of course, I've qualified them by saying to, oh, Mrs. Smith, are you serious about this? Is this important to you?
Right.
How your kid's going to survive if something happens to you? You qualify them. All that's going to say, yeah, and then you do it. Now he doesn't pay the premium, or maybe the first one, or doesn't pay the second premium. You see that. So now we can go to the beneficiary and say, listen, just to let you know, this is what's going on. Now, we can make that phone call and follow up with an email. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, if you like typically, Tony, you should be getting the beneficiary numbers anyway.
Yes.
You get the beneficiary, get a contingent, even get like two or three other people because a lot of policies, people pass away. They don't even know their family member had a policy. So if you get a beneficiary number, you should be calling them, hey, I just covered your mom. I just covered your dad. I'm the life insurance agent. Here's my number in case anything happens. Their premium is this. I'm going to be the one that helps you get that blank check. $50,000 check, 25, like for real? Yeah. So anything happens with their policy, make sure that it stays in force because I'm going to be the person. Like you should be having a conversation with the beneficiaries anyway.
Yeah, for
Like, hey,
referrals
let me
and
tell
all
you.
that stuff.
So if you're filling out the beneficiaries in the policy and you're not getting phone numbers, you just put birthdays. Why aren't you getting the beneficiary's phone number?
Right.
Because if that 75, 85-year-old woman can't pay it, that beneficiary can. Would they rather come up with the money or pay the $150, $200 a month?
Right.
The beneficiary can cover it.
Yeah.
So you should be getting
So
that anyway.
you don't need consent from the policy owner to contact the beneficiary about it?
They already give
No,
it to
I
you.
need consent for. They
They
ain't
already
grown.
give
They
it.
gave me the phone number. They ain't no child. They grown. I can call whoever I want to call. They give me their phone number. Like I'm the person that's gonna deliver this $50,000 check to you. But yeah, I'm the life insurance agent. I'm gonna tell you what they got. Boom, 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 boom. Those are referrals. See, those are referrals. Guess what? 9 times 10, the beneficiary does not have any life insurance. So guess what? Now I can talk to them about life insurance. Well, Terrence, I appreciate you, man. I didn't mean to beat up on you like that. But I just want to stress, I did that to Brett the other morning. I just want to stress that's the importance of, you being an agent that follows through. It's what we're doing is not forcing it on the client. The client took the time to either see an ad and call us on inbounds or go online and put their information in to get called about life insurance, which means they want what we have. So if we're pushing a little bit, it's because they said they wanted it at one time. So why not push a little bit harder? And if they can't, they say, I need to think about it. I need to post, like, ask those questions, bring the price down to something they're comfortable paying. What can you afford to pay today?
Yeah, just to piggyback off what y'all just got through talking about. I actually saved my aunt's policy probably maybe like a year or so back. She was diagnosed with cancer and stuff like that, so I was only able to get her a guaranteed issue policy. And it was with a company that I'm no longer contracted through, but I'm still the person to contact on that policy. So I was just going through old business and stuff and just checking, starting to find out that that policy had been lapsed for probably maybe like a month or so, but she didn't want to tell me about it. And I called my auntie, try to see what was going on. And she was just embarrassed because she didn't want to tell me anything about it. And she was just dealing with it. Called my cousin, got on the phone. She got it straightened away. Now she back active and policy still in force.
Yeah, it's good stuff, man. You have to stay. Well, you got to think about it. That's a guaranteed issue policy. So it's a 2-year wait anyway. So if the policy falls off the books and you got to restart it back up, that 2 years got to reset. So you have to follow up on your business. America has what's called a work list. Go in. Some of those people you can't actually save. So you can't save them. But being strong with your closing and finding out what's in the bank account is going to alleviate a lot of this post-dating. Trust and believe. It's hard when you get a death claim call or email, but it's going to be real hard if somebody call you ready to kill you because you ain't sliding their dad up. So you don't want to be in that situation.